We are the kings of everything. We are the kings of everything. And it's always a good time. If you're with us, you'll be fine. 'Cause we are the kings of everything.
Good Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop. Back from a 1 week hiatus. That was interesting.
Maybe you should have stayed down there a little bit longer, kept this stuff away from us.
Well, let me start off by offering condolences for your family and Christina, Joe. Most folks don't know, but they did have a death in the family, and Joe didn't get to lead the Bon Air trip. So guess who got voluntold? Let me tell you, I have never put together, tried to get a trip, get organized in 3 days. That was just like, all right, Joe told me about this on Tuesday, and I'm like, airline ticket, I got to get everything. So I am scrambling. And so luckily, Joe was nice enough to send all of his stuff UPS that he had. And let me tell you, he done some awesome work.
I'm just glad you were there to take my spot. To have something like that pop up was absolutely heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I mean, you've been working on this trip for a year. And so, yeah, it's, trust me. I would have been happy to let you go. Getting down there was an experience. One that let me just say, my travel woes from Roatan picked right back up going to Bonaire. So, I mean, it was just like, because when we were in Roatan, our plane had issues and they canceled our flight at the airport. So we got to spend the extra night. I know we had talked about that here on the show. Well, let me just tell you, I decided not to fly out of Nashville to go ahead and fly out of Evansville because it's closer for me, smaller airport, and I didn't have to worry about a vehicle getting broke into. So, because I didn't have one there. But anyway, I'm getting ready for bed. 8:30 Friday night. I'm getting ready to lay down, and I get a text message that says flight canceled, and I'm like, wait, what? And when I opened it up, our flight literally was canceled for Saturday morning. They had rebooked us for Sunday morning. And so I am trying every which way to figure this out. Finally, it was just like, you know what? There's no alternative plan here. I'm just going to have to be a day late. So, 5 of us got canceled. So we flew in a day late, missed the first day of diving, the orientation and all that. So we had to make that up or do that Monday. So we missed a day of diving too. So looks like Frank's in here. CJ's in here. Says poor Chris had to lead a Bonaire trip. I feel so sorry for you. Oh man. Whew.
I tell you, orchestrating all that, talking to the transfer people when you're not part of it is difficult.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I'm like, I'm in the loop, but I'm outside the loop, kind of, because I didn't do any of the coordination for this trip. I mean, it was all JoJo over here. So
Everything was in my name, contact information, everything, and it's like now I just gotta get it up to him.
well, let
It
me
was
tell
not
you.
a smooth transfer.
Let me tell you, when I arrived on Bonaire, there was a little lady standing outside the airport there with a sign that said Chigogo, Joseph Lewis. And I'm like, hey, that's where we're going. But, I have to say, for every mishap or, every little thing that happened, that was in a negative way, we had positives that made up for it. So, I mean, it was a great trip. Everybody had a blast. Some of us didn't get as many dives as, we could had, by missing a day,
Sort of.
but
For an hour, yeah, the whole day late.
yeah, oh yeah. Frank was the only one who, Frank was the winner of spending the most money on scuba equipment. He had to have a new transmitter for his computer because his crapped out after what was it, Frank? The third or fourth dive. It crapped out, and he didn't bring a backup. Neither did I. Normally, I'm prepared and I have all that, but in the midst of trying to throw everything together and make sure that I wasn't overweight, and 3 days to. Yeah, it was a lot.
You handled it like a champ, it sounds like.
But it was, like I said, it was good. We had some great dives. Bonaire is probably, is for shore diving is probably the best with the most overall access for shore diving. The day we done Salt Pier, we should have said, no, let's check and see how it looks tomorrow. I didn't know how the ship schedule was, so, if we would be able to do it again. But the entry was a little rough, I will admit. Winds were blowing like crazy last week down there. But we were able to get in, and, we made it. Maureen, one of our divers on the trip, lost her GoPro there at Salt Pier. And luckily enough, she posted it, and this is one thing I didn't know about. There is a Bonaire Lost and Found on Facebook, and you can post on there. Well, she posted on it, and she got her camera back the next day. People who found it seen it and brought it to the resort for her. So she got it back. And then we had another diver who lost a flashlight at the Helma Hooker, and he got it back. So you know, all in all the bad stuff that happened, there was good stuff. You know, the equal amount of good stuff that happened. So it was it was a great trip, I have to say.
Well, tell us a little bit about it. I know you got a rough start in, but I mean, how was Chigogo? How was that beautiful lazy river? Uh,
So I never got in the lazy river. I walked over it a ton of times. The resort is a beautiful resort. It's a newer resort. It's only about 4 or 5 years old. But the rooms, I have to say, for group travel, the little cabana or the little apartments that they have are single story. So there's no steps going up into them. You know, you don't have to go like buddies. You don't have to go upstairs for 2 bedrooms. All the bedrooms are on the same level. It's really nice. The only downfall that I found about Chigogo was one, you have to take those converters or those 220 to 110 power converters because their whole resort is set up European. So you have to have those step downs if you have electrical components or things you plug in that are not 220.
yeah, I know
And
you got one.
yeah, I had three because I had two that I ordered. But anyway, my eyes are burning here. Give me a second. Um, that was, and really it wasn't a problem because I did have the converters, so I was able to keep things charged and all that. Looks like Todd has joined us. Good evening, Mr. Todd. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was a great, fantastic resort. I mean, they were accommodating. The drive and dive was so easy. Now, the bad part about it, we were on the opposite side of the resort where the dive shop was on the beach. So the first day we had to pack our gear all the way across to the dive shop.
Oh
And then of
wow, you
course,
couldn't use a side road to get down there.
huh?
You couldn't use a side road to get down there.
Well, yeah, I mean there's really not a quote unquote side road. There's a big walkway from the shop to the where they store the equipment and stuff. So, but we were on the other side of that. They didn't have us close to it. So, we were up closer to the main entrance of the resort. But wasn't a big deal because we were able to go down there. We got our orientation stuff done there at the dive shop. We went in and I got tickled. I got a little miffed at one point. And I'm not going to repeat what I said in my full face mask to our little 21 or 22-year-old instructor that we had. Um, but she was nice. She was Dutch. She's only been an instructor about a year. So, or no, I'm sorry. Let me back up. About a month. She's only been diving about a year. But anyway, I can't even remember what it was. But she was trying to get me to turn around or do something. I can't remember. And I'm just like, would you just lay off? I've been diving longer than you have been alive. you know? I mean, it was just something, of course, I went in, I was already a little, I ain't going to say ticked off, but, I was frustrated because we had a day late start. It was a day worth of diving that we didn't get to do. But, all in all, it was a great orientation. I think the young lady will be awesome. As soon as she learns some more patience with people, I think she'll do a great job. She was very nice. That was one thing when she said, "How long have you been diving?" I said, "Since 1991." And she said, "I haven't even been alive that long." I'm like, yeah, wow, thanks. Make me feel young. Yes, make me feel it.
I
uh,
I know one of the big things I chose that resort for. One, it was newer. Two, the the dive lockers and the setup they had at the front was just seemed very convenient.
So
Unlike Buddies, when we went, where you literally had to just walk
yeah.
all the way down to the river. This one you could literally back your truck to.
So yes, so that was a plus. So after we got done with the orientation, we hung around, done a second dive there on the beach. We done front porch first, and then we done Barry the second, and then they took us up to the drive and dive building, and that's where they showed us, the nitrox, the air. They showed us the whole kit and caboodle there, and so yeah, that made it real easy because we had the vehicles. So we literally just drove from our building straight down to that one, backed in, and we actually used one truck to haul the tanks. We didn't have a limited number of tanks. They told us we could take as many tanks as we wanted.
Ooh, that's
So,
different.
oh yeah.
Buddy said you could only have two.
So buddies only let you take two at a time. They actually said, because I asked that question, I said, "Are you not limited to two?" And they said no. So if you want to make, three dives, take three tanks. There's no reason you can't, as long as you can haul them. So we ended up starting to load cylinders in one truck, and then all the gear in the second truck, and then we would go out. And so yeah, I mean, the resort itself. The only other big complaint I had about the resort is they allowed other vehicles to park. Like, people coming in, they rented outside vehicles and parked at the resort. So there were 2 or 3 days that we couldn't even find a parking spot close to our building. So it was like that was kind of frustrating.
Hmm.
But, the last night we were there, when we come back, there was a golf cart parked in a parking spot. And I'm like, this shouldn't happen. But regardless, the facility was great. I don't know that I would take a huge group there, especially if they're wanting to do boat dives, because I believe the boat dives were on like 6-pack boats. So they don't have any big boats, for groups. That's really the only downfall that I see. If you plan on going there just to do shore diving, then, like the trip that we did, awesome. If you're wanting to throw any boat diving in there, you're going to have to go to, somewhere else. Captain Don's, Buddies. There's several other operators that have the bigger boats, but that's really the only downfall. I mean, as far as the staying there, the rooms were nice, air conditioning worked great. The humidity was awesome because, I mean, we were outside all day long and barely broke a sweat outside of the water. So there was always wind. It was really a good trip. Great dives. We ended up doing Buddy's Reef a couple of times just for the ease of entry, because we had a couple that had some issues getting in and out of the water. So the steps made it great. We done, of course, Salt Pier, Helma Hooker. Seen a spotted eagle ray on the Helma Hooker, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it was a great trip. Um, you know, I would go back.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of cool photos y'all taking. So a lot of cool fish and wildlife. It looked like the life was just like it always was, nice and bright.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we had people who seen, octopus, some moray eels. Didn't see a lot of lobsters or big crabs, but seen a couple of sharp-tailed eels. Seen the spotted eagle ray, the tarpon. That's one thing about Bon Air. If you've never dove with tarpon, I had one guy on our trip that actually thought it was a shark, and I'm like, no, that's a tarpon. That's not a shark. That is definitely not a
Yeah,
shark.
yeah. I seen one of y'all did a night dive, and They're like, ooh, look at this guy. He's just following us around, waiting for his easy meal.
So the cool thing about it, and I have to give credit to JoJo for picking the dates and stuff. We got to get in on the ostracods. Now, if you don't know what an ostracod is, do you know about it, Joe?
I do not.
So
So just all by
ostracods,
luck.
ostracods are like tiny little shrimp, and they only come out after a full moon, and they come out, and that's when they mate. Is 3 to 5 days after the full moon. So it's a night dive, and you can't have any lights on. So it's basically at sunset. You get in the water. When it gets dark, you just turn your lights out and you just hover neutral buoyancy, and you just sit there and watch. And they're in particular areas, um, but you'll sit here and watch them, and all of a sudden you'll start seeing little faint blue glows, kind of like bioluminescence, and you'll start seeing them ascend from the bottom. And after about 4 or 5 minutes of your mind thinking your eyes are playing tricks on you, then the light show really starts up, because then you start seeing thousands of them, and they just slowly come up, and it's just like blue, little dim blue lights. We did find out that because had several people, hey, can we take pictures or get video of it? And they were even polite enough to tell us at the resort when we were asking about them, said that National Geographic spent $3 million on a camera specifically to capture the ostracods in the lighting, and their $3 million camera couldn't capture it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I bet they hated that. Not get even got the picture worth $3 million.
But yeah, I mean the ostracods, those were pretty cool. I didn't personally do it, but we had a few on the group that did, and they absolutely loved it. Said it was amazing. So anytime you're in Bon Air, and it's hopefully if it's right after the full moon, 3 to 5 days after is when you can see them. So they said you can also see them in Roatan, and they named a couple other places. I'm like, I'm going to have to look into that.
So right after the box jellyfish season, you get into that season.
So apparently these were just before box jellies came in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
thought
it was,
during the full moon of the box jellies came out.
well, so the day after they quit offering the ostracods dive, they said they weren't doing any more because the box jellies were coming in. So yeah.
Those darn box jellies.
I
They
never
were
seen one.
not.
Like while we were down there, I never did see one. So, but it was a good trip. Everybody had fun, and I know I posted some of our photos on our Facebook page. Didn't post a ton of them. Even posted some on my personal one. So those that are friends with me, I know they've seen some of them. Trying to finish all the photos up that I took so that the group can have first access to them, and then I'll start posting some more, over the next couple of weeks.
So we got a nice place to stay. We got some good diving in. What about the food?
The food was good. We didn't eat a whole lot at the resort. We done breakfast because it was included. Um, you do have to read the fine print on breakfast, though. Um, your juices and water and coffee and tea are free. If you want a soda, they're going to charge you for it. So we went to the store. So every morning I'd go up there and I'd have a Coke, in my hand from the room, and so it wasn't a huge deal. But the food
Oh,
was good.
that's one of the things going to the store, and getting your snacks and all that. Um, That's just helpful.
Oh yeah.
We typically don't do that when we go to a resort and stay. It's we don't get to go to the store.
Well, like especially all inclusive trips. That's one thing I love about the Roatan trip. It's all inclusive. Basically, we go to the store just to have a few things in the room when the restaurant closes. If we want something, late night, whatnot. But everything's included. These trips, Bonaire is not known for all inclusive, so you can add an all inclusive package or a meal package at some of the resorts. I don't know if you can at Chigogo or not. I didn't ask. But I do know like at Divvy and then a couple of other places, $600-700 upgrade and all your meals are covered. I mean, I can spend less than that by going out, and that's what we did. So we didn't hit any food trucks. That's the only thing that the way our schedule lined out, time we got done diving, it was already dinner time or close to dinner time. So we just drove back to the resort, got cleaned up, and then went out for dinner. The good thing about Chigogo is that it is right across the way from Luciano's. So let me tell you, if you've never been to Bonaire, Luciano's has some fantastic ice cream. So, needless to say, I had Luciano's 5 or 6 times while I was there. It's been 4 years since I've been to Bonaire, so I was playing catch up.
I know we does go to Between Two Buns a lot and get the desserts there too.
Oh yeah, well we did go to Between Two Buns. We had lunch there one day, and then Saturday morning before we went to the airport, we decided not to eat at the resort, so we went to Between Two Buns and had their breakfast. So we did go there. Of course, you can't go to Roatan to Bonaire. You can see I'm already going for the next trip.
On the next one.
On to the next one. But Tasty Bar and Steakhouse. Um, for a dinner restaurant, that is one of my favorite places to go. It is literally a hole in the wall. JoJo, you've been there.
Yep.
We ate there twice last week.
That is
Everybody
awesome. I
loved
think
it.
I had the lamb chops when I went there last time.
Well, everybody loved it so much that I asked them on Fridays. It's our last dinner on Roatan or on Bonaire. See, there I go again. Last dinner on Bonaire. So, any place particular you guys would like to go? And basically, everyone said, "Well, Tasty was pretty good the other night. Let's just go back there." Okay, but I mean, we ate a place called the Jungle, and so we ate there. We ate at a pizza place, Pizza Marie or something like that, which is right down from the resort. So the food was good. Even the food at the resort, we ate dinner there the first night. So, I mean, the food was good at the resort. Service was a whole lot better than it was at Buddy. I will definitely say that.
Good.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest complaints about our first Bonaire trip was the service. It was horrible.
Todd's stupid in here about all you can eat ribs.
No, we did not have a buffet. That was one thing we never did find a buffet when we were there this time. All you can, you mean, you mean the not all you can eat because you don't ever get them? Yeah, that was a Bonaire 2022 story there.
I'm having a heart attack here. Perfect timing, Todd.
Well, you can't do that, JoJo, because you owe me a trip.
Oh,
But hey, here's the good thing. At Chigogo, the Sunset Restaurant, the main restaurant there, they had a big table for groups. And of course,
nice.
that's where we went because everybody else was like, twosies and stuff. So they had the little tables. And I'm like, here we go. There's like 10 seats. So, I mean, it was perfect.
Good. Good.
Yeah, we even
Sounds
hung
like
out
this
at
might be our
the
home in Bon Air.
the little beach restaurant bar area there one night. Not to eat, just to go down there and just chill out and just chit chat. And we had appetizers like nachos and stuff down there. And I mean, yeah, I mean it's like we ordered, we get our drinks, then just a few minutes later they're bringing the food out. We didn't. I'm going to say we didn't really have to wait any longer than about 20 to 30 minutes for any meal. Most of them was, 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and we had our food.
Hey, 20, 30 minutes to wait while you're socializing, that's not a big deal. That's island time to me,
Oh
not
yeah,
2 hours.
yeah, yeah. And like I told the group, there's not a lot of. I've not seen a lot of buffet places in Bon Air. Just the one there at Buddy, but I didn't even bring that up. I just, hey, I know a great easy entry down here at Buddy's Resort. We'll use their dock, and we'll go dive. So hey,
Yeah,
hey,
they've
but I
had them
did
on
get to
for night.
I finally got to see the little wreck on Buddy Reef.
Well, I
Finally.
mean, yeah, I seen that one on the post. The
So
little wreck. I also
when
seen you all found the other one on front porch too. So.
Yeah, we did. And we looked for the seahorses because I was told by a couple of different people, where to look and all that. And we looked and we never did find them. But they said there's some seahorses there. It's the New York wreck, which, it's about the size of Massachusetts, but, you know, I mean, it's definitely not the size of New York. It's more like maybe Rhode Island, a dinghy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, great trip. Really didn't have any kind of equipment issues other than Frank's. His transmitter going kaplooey. So it was a good time.
Good.
Let's
I
see.
think y'all had a really good time. Let's see.
Well, I'm going to tell you, after spending, last week in 80, 86-degree weather, 70s at night, kind of spoilt me when we got back Saturday. It was decent. I mean, it wasn't cold, but it was cooler. Then yesterday, temperatures were great. It's just like, oh, yeah, okay. And then we get hit with this today. And I'm like, really? I had to come back to this?
You had to come back to the cold and snowy.
Oh yeah, but hey, it's March and Kentucky weather just it's bipolar anyway. So one day it's summer, the next day it's winter, then we have spring and fall that fall in 30 minutes to an hour each day. Yeah, it's great.
So we got some diving, got a nice place to play, good food.
Oh
Anything
yeah.
extra to do besides diving?
Um, so basically on this trip here, it was more of uh, do what you want to do. Here's where we're going. If you want to go diving, if you don't, whatnot. And majority everybody dove all the dives. Did have a couple who decided to go windsurfing one afternoon, and then they ended up going back on Friday morning and done some more. So we there's three or four of us decided to forego diving on Fridays to make sure our gear was all dried out and everything, so we could pack it. Nothing worse than a tropical island. You let your gear set overnight and it's still not completely dry. And then packing it up. So we was like, we'll give it the day. We won't make a dive, and then that way, hopefully Saturday morning when we check out, everything's dry and we can pack it up, which it was. So, except for my weight pocket, it had some water in it, but you know,
Yeah, I mean that extra water you can put you over your 50 pounds pretty easy.
oh yeah, yeah. Well, I pulled a fast one, Joe, and I have to admit it. I kind of upgraded on the way home, or on the way to Atlanta. And yeah, so my baggage went from 50 pounds to allowable 50 pounds to 70 pounds. I'm not going to say what kind of upgrade I did, but it was a lot more comfortable. 4 hours and 10 minutes on a plane, it was a lot more comfortable.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
not going to say I had seat 1A on the way back. I won't say that.
What was the plane empty? Were they just giving them away?
Yeah, no, not quite, but they made an offer I couldn't refuse.
Oh, jeez.
So, but I wished I'd have known
Yeah,
that going into it because, believe it or not, I had my Avelo jetpack. I was going to take my Avelo down there and just rent the hydro tank and, play with it in the ocean just to see how it worked. And needless to say, my jetpack did not get to make the trip because my bag was 51 and a half pounds. And I done everything I could to try to get it down. And yeah, 51 and a half was as low as I could get it. So I'm like, if I take it, I'm paying for it. I don't want to pay an extra $100. So I was like, I'll just leave it. If I decide to do a Velo while I'm down there, Die Friends Bonaire has the Avelo units. All I had to do was show them that I was certified. And we ended up going into Die Friends Bonaire. That's where Frank got his transmitter after searching the island for a Shearwater dealer. Die Friends Bonaire helped him out. But of course, I asked questions about Avelo, and they're, oh, are you certified for Avelo? Of course, I said, yeah. I said, not only am I certified, I said, my instructor number for Avelo is 97. And they're like, oh, okay. So, I'm in the 2-digit numbers with their instructors. So, it's pretty cool. But I never did rent it. And well, I made the mistake. I took my yoke regulator set instead of taking my den. And I did not remember that part when I looked in my dive bag. I just seen, oh, there's my regulator. Good. I didn't bother to look to see if it was the den or the yoke. So I did take two den to yoke converters with me because I'm thinking it's my den. Yeah, it was my yoke. So I'd have had to rent a regulator, and it's like, I'll do it later sometime. They're on Roatan now, so I know I can get it on Roatan and do it.
Maybe I'll join you then on Velo. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I love a Velo. I wished I'd have been able to try it down there though. I should had. I'm kicking myself in the rear end for not, just doing it one day. But yeah, let me tell you, it was tiring. I mean, by day 3, I was truly a redneck on Wednesday. I
Yeah.
mean, the back of my neck was, beet red. And of course, the whole time I'm thinking, like, I've got to stay out of the sun. Oh, this is going to suck because this sunburnt, not having any problems with it. So I'm like, okay. But yeah, it was a little hot down there when you was in the sun. Not that I'm
I mean,
complaining because it's a whole lot better
nice
than what I
front
dealt with
porch and
today.
everything y'all got to sit on, and
Oh yeah, yeah, we got to sit, and of course the rooms are right beside the lazy river. So I mean, you seen everybody who was floating down the lazy river. A couple that got into the lazy river said it really wasn't a lazy river. You had to push yourself. That there wasn't
uh,
enough flow. So, but it did come in handy to rinse the sand off of our boots.
I'm surprised you were washing all your gear in it.
Well, they had dump tanks or rinse tanks in the drive and dive area. And I mean, there was even a couple people that, they just jumped in the tank to rinse their boots off before they took them off. But yeah, we walked over to the entrance of the lazy river and just stepped in, got all the excess sand off. And so, But yeah, it was a little sandy. I bet when I open my gear bag and to put my stuff up, I bet I'm gonna have some sand.
Oh, y'all went to Bachelor's Beach quite a bit, didn't you?
We done two dives on Bachelors. So when we went to a shore location, if we liked it, we would go one way and then turn around and come back. And then if we wanted to do a second dive, then we would go the opposite direction and come back. Just it depended on the current. Luckily, there wasn't much of a current when we were there, so really wasn't that hard of diving. We had made a contingency plan on I think it was Wednesday that one person would stay out and everybody would go over to Buddy because it's in close proximity of Buddy's resort. It's like three doors down. So we were talking about making a plan to put in there at Buddy and hit Buddy Reef and go all the way down to Barry right there in front
Mm-hmm.
of the resort and just do a one way and and come out there instead of going here, turning around, coming back and coming out. Just do a one way and come out at the dive shop there at Chigogo. So if we go back, that's probably one that I'm going to want to do just to see the three different reefs there because you'll hit Buddy, Front Porch, and Barry, all three in that one dive.
Yeah. Oh, no, there's a couple good ones I wouldn't mind doing. Oil slick leap and stuff.
Uh,
Yeah.
there was some that done oil slick. We looked at Alice in Wonderland. Uh, the entry getting into it was a little rough, so we elected to go on down to Salt Pier, and it looked a little bit easier until we had a couple of rogue waves come, and yeah, that was fun.
I think it was either the lake or Invisible that had another very sandy, easy entry down there by the Helma Hooker. Like left hand
Yeah.
side.
Something special was, that was an easy entry. Um, we looked at it, but you had to park away because it's such a small area to get into. You had to park there by between two buns and then pack your equipment and then get in that way. And there was a couple on there that had a hard time walking a distance with, especially with gear. So we elected not to do that one. We looked at several, and of course, you know, I left it up to the ones who, if they didn't want to do that dive, hey, great. If they wanted to do it, we'll go do it. And so yeah, I mean, it worked out. Everybody enjoyed it, had a good time. I know Frank did. He was smiling ear to ear. Well, at least when he could hear us.
How long did it take them to get a hold of him when everybody's plane got canceled?
Um, he was actually trying to call and message me at 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning because he didn't know anything about the cancellation. He told me he'd left his phone downstairs and, of course, taken his hearing aids off, so he never heard it. Even though there's like three of us trying to call him and text him and all that. So yeah, he started ringing my phone. Of course, I left my do not disturb on since I knew I didn't have to get up. And then that next morning, I called him up and he said, "Well, I guess you seen where our flight was canceled." I said, "Yeah, we tried getting a hold of you as soon as we found out." Oh goodness, but it was a fun trip. Like I said, everybody had a good time. Really didn't hear any complaints, about the resort other than the parking and little things like that. That it's not a deal breaker, but overall, I'll give it an A. I mean, overall, it was a good trip. Good food, good times. Yeah. Really, I don't know what else to say about it other than I'm tired.
I'm glad that my care package made it and you were able to use it. It was helpful.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll have your stuff back to you as soon as I see you.
Saturday, I believe.
Yep,
Midday.
yep. So, moving on from the Bon Air review, it was a great trip. Next one coming up is, of course, the small one is the Georgia Aquarium, September 12th. And then the big one, which is 2 weeks in Roatan. Pick one week, the other week, or stay for both of them. But we're going to have fun on that one there, too, doing both sides of the island. But yeah, back to the latest on the park information. This Saturday, we're doing our annual cleanup and tank weekend or tank day. So we'll be there doing tank inspections on all of our cylinders, and so we're also allowing folks to come in and bring a brush. We'll supply the entry and the air. We'll give you a dive site to hit. Come scrub it. Enjoy the refreshing water because it's definitely not like Bon Air. Not this time of year, but yeah, it's we're inching closer to the 2026 season. I think we are. Where are we at, Joe? It's less than a month. Do you know?
I do not. When we open the second week of April.
Yeah, we are 25 days and 13 hours away from opening, so it is inching closer. So it doesn't seem like it should be this close, but hey, we're in the middle of March, so I mean, here we are. The
And
dive
it's
season.
snowing and it's cold.
What?
And it's snowing and it's cold.
Yeah, but did you see it's supposed to be like 80 by Saturday and
Hey,
sunny?
I'll take 80 on Saturday.
Oh yeah,
Take
most
80 on
definitely.
Sunday and
It's
Monday and
it's going to be a
Tuesday.
beautiful weekend to get out there and do some tank inspections. Come out, and even though the water's going to be chilly, you don't have to freeze when you come out. It's going to be a nice 80-degree day. So come out, help get some sites cleaned, get some dive time in, and it doesn't cost you anything but bring a scrub brush. That's all you got to do. If you don't have one, we've got a couple laying around. So yeah, it's going to be a fun time, and yeah, we're counting the days down. We are 3 weeks, no, 3 weeks from opening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
about 3
something like
weeks.
that. So yeah, JoJo's looking.
Yeah,
I
it's
told you,
great.
25 days, little over 3 weeks. 3 weeks and 4 days, something like that.
It's getting here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, and I haven't. We were having some technical difficulties with the. Okay, no, we got it fixed. It was fixed while I was gone. Woohoo! Yeah, so I mean, actually, the surface water is warming up. Um, 10 foot, 54 degrees right now. So surface temperature is probably 56.
3.
Oh no, no, surface is going to be warmer. And then I know I don't. So luckily, with this temperature system that we have, we're able to capture the data, and we've got data from the last 2 seasons. So we can see when the water starts warming up, when it starts cooling down. So we've got better data points to be able to say, hey, we're on the upward trend. The water's warming, or in season when it's the fall's getting closer. We know about when it starts cooling down. So we instead of just like, well, it seems like it's warmer this year than it was last year, and we'll actually have data points that we actually can tell when it starts warming, when it starts cooling. So yeah, I love the temperature system.
Yeah. Well, we got about 10 minutes. Anybody got any questions for Bon Air? I know we're getting ready. We're getting into Corey stuff right now.
Oh yeah, and that's what this is all about. It's for us to give our honest opinions about trips and equipment and stuff. But if you're watching, if you've never been to Bonaire, if you've got questions about the trip, by Friday, I was a pro at driving on Bonaire. I didn't even have to have GPS.
No, it's like two roads or one major road going up another
Yeah,
coast.
but you gotta traverse all of those roundabouts depending on which way you
Roundabouts,
go.
everything.
You know.
Yeah, and then you get on the Queens Highway and it turns into one way, and then you got to go all the way through Rubicon.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah. By Friday, I was like, yeah, I know how to get downtown. I can get over. So yeah, it was fun time was had ball.
Got your ice cream. Got some diving.
Like I said,
You weren't even planning on diving this week.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. You'd asked me 2 weeks ago, how many dives you gonna make next week? None. Didn't know I was gonna end up with 8.
Yeah,
Thanks, Joe.
you're welcome.
Oh, I mean, yeah. You just can't get anybody to feel sorry for you because you have to go to Bon Air. I don't know what the problem is. It's like I
I'm not
wasn't.
feeling sorry for you.
I'm like I wasn't prepared. I mean, I had yeah, was definitely not prepared to. I will say the plane tickets. Don't wait until 3 days to get your plane ticket to go somewhere. Go ahead
That
and get
hurt.
it
That's
early.
probably how you're able to get the upgrade a lot cheaper, is because the initial price.
Probably. That's probably what it was. I mean, wow. Yeah, I'm like, I've never spent that much on an airline ticket. Whew. Yeah, that was.
Might have broke the bank a little bit there.
Yeah, well, hey, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Oh, I don't know. I'm already looking for my plane tickets for Rotan, so
Yeah,
we're
I'm
getting right
still
into that
watching
window.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
between now and June is the sweet point. So
Well, hopefully so. I tell you what, I really enjoy flying out of Evansville. It's a small airport. You can get in and get through TSA and, be on your way in a matter of about 5 minutes. I mean, it's super fast, super easy. There's not a whole lot of headache. TSA is awesome there. I mean, it's a small airport.
hmm
So,
yeah, I typically use Louisville International, and I don't have any problems out of it.
well,
TSA is normally we get through 15 minutes and we're at the gate.
yeah.
So
Well, here's the way I looked at it on this trip here. Yeah, I could have flown out of Nashville, Louisville, whatnot, but Evansville's an hour for me. Real easy to get dropped off, and so, but you're not having to fly into other places. I mean, for Bonaire, Atlanta is the hub. So we literally flew from Evansville to Atlanta, picked up the plane, and went to Bonaire. So just like we do when we go to Roatan, we pick the plane up in Nashville, go to Houston, and then Houston into Roatan. So,
yeah,
it's not like you're taking 2 or 3 flights just to get there, or I'm sorry, like going from a small airport to, another hub and then flying into the main hub, doing 3 or 4 flights just to get there. So, yeah, if I can do that, only gripe I have about it is I like United. I've not really had any problems with United. No more than I've had with Delta. you know. But so they don't fly out of Evansville. So if I want to fly out of there, it's going to have to be Delta or American. So,
yeah.
but
I've always had trouble going through other airports. Seems like Atlanta's not too bad. I
Well,
know it's a big airport though, but
and the one thing I liked about Atlanta's airport, going on a trip, flying through Atlanta, is we didn't have to go all the way back and go through the main TSA checkpoint. So
yeah, it's separate.
you fly into the international hub, E or F, concourse E or F, and then they have a TSA checkpoint there. Now, as everybody knows, with the partial government shutdown, all the TSA they haven't gotten paid, so the lines are getting like ridiculously long because of call outs and people quitting because they're not getting paid. Atlanta actually has, if you get on their website, you can see roughly how long it's going to take you to get through TSA. And that's what I liked about Atlanta because they have the main TSA security, and then they have like a north, a south, and then the international. So they've got like 4 or 5 different TSA checkpoints, and they tell you on each one how long it takes to get, what it's estimated to get through it. When we landed Saturday night, the international said 8 minutes. And I mean, we got in and got through and got out pretty quick, so I can't complain. Then we didn't
I
have
was
a
like
pilot.
the short flight time too from Louisville to. I'm probably sure it's about the same for Evansville.
Oh
Like
yeah,
45 minutes for that first leg.
yeah,
You're
about an
halfway
hour.
there. Seems like.
Yeah, about an hour, 55 minutes, something like that. I mean, so it's not bad.
So, just enough time to get seated, and then you're landing.
Oh yeah.
Unlike those 4 hour flights, which by the time I get about 4 hours in, I'm ready to get up and move.
Well, I did find out on Delta's regional jets that flies from Evansville to Atlanta, they don't have soft drinks. You can get water, you can get tea or get water and coffee, but you can't get soft drinks.
Hmm.
So I'm like, they don't even have ice. Because I had, on the way back, I had a Coke Zero. And when they
Oh, are
come
you in
through,
a puddle jumper?
seemed like it. But when they come through, I asked, said, "Do you have ice?" And the guy said no, because I was going to, get a cup of ice and pour my Coke Zero in it. But yeah, that didn't happen. But it's an hour.
I
I
don't
mean,
think they do like the snack on the 45 minutes, but they at least give you something to drink.
well, and another little known fact that I didn't know going in, apparently Bon Air is like, they don't like Pepsi products. Now, I drink Diet Pepsi, Pepsi Free. Uh, I'm not huge on Coke Zero. I'll drink it. Obviously, that's all I had to, besides water and juices to drink last week was Coke Zero. And not thinking about it, I'm really excited. We're going to get back to the States. I'm going to land at the airport, get me a Diet Pepsi. And then it hits me. We're landing in Atlanta. Atlanta is the home of Coca Cola. There's not a Pepsi to be found in the airport. I'm like, oh,
Hey, they pay millions of dollars to keep Pepsi out of that airport.
I guess that only thing I could find on Bon Air was regular Pepsi, which I don't drink. They didn't have diet. It was Pepsi or nothing, or Pepsi or Diet or Coke Zero. So, but no, it was a great trip. Again, everybody had a blast. I'm ready to get started on the new season. Try to play catch up and get stuff done. Going to be busy at it next couple 3 weekends till opening weekend. So, you know, just getting in the element and getting ready for a great 2026 dive season. I'm super excited to be able to see everybody come back in and diving this year. I do this every year. I don't see most of our regular divers throughout the winter, and so super excited to see our regulars meet new ones that's coming into the sport, and it's going to be a great summer.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it myself. Got a lot of great diving to come up. So, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Get into classes and help and teach, and seeing all the old and the new faces.
Oh yeah. Well, classes are already out. The open water schedule is up on the website. Already had inquiries about getting certified. So hopefully, we'll have several students coming in to the spring and be able to enjoy the season diving. Like I said, I'm super excited about this season, and I can't wait to see everybody.
Hmm. Yeah, me too. And we got a lot of good dive trips coming up, so make sure you get on those too.
Oh yeah. All right, Joe. Well, it is 8:59. Anything else you want to add?
I just want warmer weather so we can go diving and not freeze to death.
Well, let me tell you, it was awfully nice not having to don a wetsuit or a dry suit all week last week.
Yeah, I'm not wanting to do that. I know I'm thinking about it's like let's go to Florida for spring break, but at the same time, if it's still going to be cold, I don't want to do it.
The older I get, the less tolerable of cold water I am. Until my fourth element dry suit gets here. Then I may
Should
reconsider.
be soon.
I
But yeah,
hope
no,
so.
I'm looking forward to the season. Uh, Glad you had a good time. Glad for the review. It sounded like we might be sticking with Chicago on our Bonaire trip from now on. So, uh, yeah, and, we might throw some. I'm thinking a couple East End dives, boat dives, if people are interested in it.
Well, the information that we got while we were down there is that there's East End Divers is the only one who goes out on a boat on
Yep,
the east side. So
and they're the only ones you're going to go see the sharks and the turtles and
yeah.
dive uh, White Hole, or yeah, I think it's called White Hole. Other than that, if you try to do it from land, you're going to get pummeled by the waves, or you have a half-mile walk.
Well, let me tell you, when we went over on the east side, the waves were crashing so hard it was shooting spray 20, 30 foot in the air. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. But oh, I did forget to mention that we did see a turtle too. Poor thing didn't have its back legs. I don't know why. But it was on the salt or over at the salt pier, and it was going up, going down. It's my camera crapped out on me, so I didn't get any pictures at the salt pier. Uh, I guess it got too hot on the way to salt pier, and it just shut down. So anyway, Bonaire, it would definitely give it an A for this trip. 2022, I'd give it a C. So definitely better than 2022. If you've
We'll
got a
turn it
chance,
into A plus. Oh, we're going to work on that parking issue.
yeah, that was really the only gripe. Everything else was good. Todd says, "What was the water temperature?" My computer registered 82. Is what my computer registered on the dives was
What is
82.
80, 80, 80, right?
Hey, I'll take 82, 82, 82. I'm not stingy. But yeah, it was good temperatures. Again, the resort was nice. If you get a chance, I do recommend staying there, especially if you get one of the apartments like we did. All one level, had a stove, refrigerator, toaster, dishwasher with dishes and cooking utensils. I mean, yeah, you can go to the grocery store and you could cook there every day if you wanted to. Didn't have an oven, but or a microwave, but hey,
We should just bring a cook with us. We'll have them go to the grocery store and have food ready for us
yeah,
after all of our dives.
yeah, we can do that. Sure. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us for this evening. Thank you for joining us each and every Monday that we're on here. We started this 6 years ago during the height of the pandemic as a way where we could talk about all things diving, whether it be equipment, classes, trips, or whatnot. And really, I think it's really JoJo, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see anybody else doing an interactive show. There's a lot of
No,
scuba stuff in there. They post videos and stuff, but also gives us a chance to answer questions and so we try to be as interactive as we can, and that's what we're here for. Because I mean, after almost 35 years of diving, I still love the sport as much as I did when I was 12. So yeah,
no, I'm glad y'all had a good time.
oh yeah.
I'm probably going to ask more questions. What was it really? Which palm tree did you like? Do you have lizards falling out of trees? Find some
Nope,
coconuts?
nope. Did see an iguana roadkill on the side of the road though.
Uh, I remember last time. I think Tina was out there trying to feed them all the time. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, we'll be back here next Monday night, right here on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps us grow the channel. Also reminds you whenever we come on live on Monday nights, because if you're like me, you forget, and yeah, sometimes I forget to even I have to be on here. So, but anyway, if you're diving this weekend, we can't wait to see you if you're coming to help clean up. If you're not diving with us this weekend, we hope you have a fun, safe, and adventurous diving experience. Until next Monday night, we will catch you guys right back here on the Penny Royal YouTube. I'm still stuck on Facebook. Sorry. All right, guys. JoJo, we'll catch you Saturday. Everybody else, we'll see you next Monday night right here on our YouTube channel.